It's right. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for the love and support y'all been constantly giving a girl. She is truly appreciated. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for the love and support. We're all going through these different changes where they're taking us on a whirlwind of emotions, but trust and believe the outcome is going to be sweet. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. And if you are comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative, give you a good vibe, inspiration, get you a love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and need confirmation, validation, or just needing spiritual guidance, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites, wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the channel I'm using today is called Simply Hypnotic. It's 432 hertz. Heal your past, let go, heal emotional wounds, and pain release. And I will post their link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101 Heyokas uh assessment time outdated. The outdated dissolves, but old triggers may resurface. It is so true, y'all. See, I'm gonna sit up here and I must be on a good point right here. My nose itching like crazy. Um, I thought I was the only one going through this, but it's like when y'all been dropping these messages and stuff, telling me, Roslynn, I'm getting angry. Roslynn, I'm lashing out. I'm crying. You're going through emotional whirlwind because we are purging a lot. We are allowing ourselves to reflect on the things that truly needed us to break away from. Anything that you're going through right now that has some kind of cosmic connection. Um, uh, Nicole, I'm gonna get you in a minute. You got me while I sit up here doing my video. Um, uh we're going through a lot of things where we are having to really reflect on things that are not really easy. You probably get the signs and synchronicity. Change is taking place. Change is not always comfortable. Change is not always exciting. That stuff can be overwhelming at times. It'll send you straight through the roof. But these are the things that you really had to see in its truest form, in its purest form. There's a lot of things that's been placed on you where it deals with people triggering you. Um, in many different ways, where it's bringing up old wounds, is making you very short fused, stuff like that. But it's just like universe is really wanting you to allow yourself to understand what's taking place in your life, allowing yourself through those cosmic connections on what you need to break free from. These people or the situation does not you have to allow yourself to take your attention away, take your power away from all the things that are taking place. People, when it comes to people that show any kind of abusive whatever, they know what kind of buttons to push before you have been awakened. And there's a lot of things that, if you've been toying with it for a while and you're just ready for those doors to close, they're closing for you. But you have to allow yourself to understand what is being taught through those situations. And there are certain things, it's just like certain triggers, they'll pull up on certain things, and it can be the simplest thing, and it'll be something that just makes you want to just go mollywop the heck out of somebody at times. But these people and these situations were placed in your life for a reason. you know um you have gone through a lot of trauma. You have gone through a lot of experiences that weren't pretty. You won't wish it on your worst enemy at all. And there's a lot of times where it feels like you're not being heard. um and it can send you through the roof. Like, I was sitting up here, watching a lot of music videos. And what was the first one I was I think it was what was it, Lecrae and Tori Kelly, talking about Find You. I sent that song to a couple of people, that I connect with. And we're all going through different things where we need that kind of reminder to say, hey, there's a lot of times we feel like we can't make it through certain chapters of our lives. We're not going to overcome this. You just don't have the heart for it anymore. You just don't, it just seems so hard. But that's where your gift of blessings come in at. Even when you're enduring the worst, situations in your life where, sorry about that. Everybody's getting this, but it's not the ones that you truly wanted. And that doesn't mean that they're not on its way to you. Things that's taking place in your life, we have to allow ourselves to change this perspective of, what is being presented to us. Things are being placed in your life when it comes to like verbally, emotionally, any kind of abusive situations you're in. It's trying to break you away from the norm. It's trying to break you away from things of how you used to reflect on those things, how you focused on them, how you handled it, how did you respond, how did you react, all those different things. And it's like, I see a lot of posters coming around and saying you have to allow yourself to break free of the emotional programming that you've been placed in, allowing yourself to, break away from the illusions that is taking place when it comes to certain situations, certain addictions, and even certain people. You have to do that. In my situation, it's just like, I know I'm changing just because of how I respond to a lot of things, even though there are certain things and certain people that really work my last, they can't do that without my reaction. They can't do that without my attention being placed on those things. And it's just like, so many people that are, writing down their feelings about the certain situations they've been placed in, the certain things these people have done, not going into detail about it, but just being, able to pull a synopsis basically on how this person react, why, in your opinion, in your view, why do you feel like they're doing that? And when you're allowing yourself to see that in a different light, in a non-emotional one, that is going to be placed in a negative, vibe at you, lowering your frequency. Because a lot of times it can, when it comes to that, you're like, Lord, please, you ain't give me no bail money. This person go really, it's all those different things. But they want you to know you have to have that courage in yourself that they see within you. They see that you can overcome these things. And, not everything is what it seems. Don't ever feel like people are getting away with things. Things just haven't been presented yet. And it's like when I see my situation, it's like they're pushing me out of my zones that were once comforted to me. I don't, I'm just, I said I wanted something new. I feel repetitive. When I start getting repetitive, I start getting bored. It makes me lose interest in things. So, they had me cut away from a lot of people. They'll place me in certain situations. And as soon as I said that, all these chills popped up. They placed me in certain situations where I had to take a leap of faith. There's a lot of times I had to break myself away from people that I truly cared about, but that connection has already been connected. We have already lived our lifespan through those certain connections. Now it's time for you to break part and go about your journey, because not everybody is meant to come with you. Not everybody is meant to stay. And you have to be able to, appreciate that connection, whether it was good or bad. I've felt different vibes about certain people that was trying to be cloaked or whatever, and I'm like, we're empaths, there's no way. Even another empath, but people feel like, oh, if I concentrate on a certain thing, or they're not going to catch the lie, or what I'm trying to cloak away from them. If I feel like there's something real sketchy that you just not telling me, I'm gonna just allow myself to break free of that. I used to ignore those signs when I would get them and still hang with people, and then wonder why I got myself in situations that was presenting itself for me to back away from. And the things aren't easy, because I used to wish bad on people that used to do downright stuff to me, especially when I know I wasn't doing that to them. And it's just like, you can't get mad at that, because they're showing you who they really are. They're showing you, and it's not, even when it's directed towards you, it's not about you. I've seen different people that is like, life is like falling apart, like left and right, and they bring all this extra heaviness towards my life, because they don't like the fact of what I'm entering in, or how I'm being somewhat spotlighted in a positive way. There's a lot of times people go out their way to be noticed. They go out their way for people to get their attention. It's just with me just speaking my truth, and my truth bothers you, that's more about you and less about me. I'm living my journey and you're living yours. Whether it's promising to you or it's toxic, I have to allow myself to break away. You can love and want to assist somebody as much as you want, but they have to be willing to change and help themselves. And some people are just okay with the way they are, and you have to be able to just respect that and just wish them well and keep it moving. But these are the things where you had to feel those triggers. You had to connect, being able to understand, okay, this is, like I said before, you have to be open minded enough to know to where certain departments of your life is not open, that you need to allow yourself to really reflect on that part, become aware with it, face those different things so you can be able to break free. There's a lot of things, that you're doing right now that you need to probably do if you're still dealing with certain things that is, it seems like it's hard to break away from because those negative things are starting to resurface. And usually when they're resurfacing like that is, it has a few reasons why. Either those are where your mind frame is at, and that's where you need to allow yourself to say, see, this is that trigger that you are not allowing yourself to break free from. I was doing that a lot. There's a lot of times I lost a lot of friends because of those toxic things that I placed my vibes on, something that wasn't even worth placing my vibes on, because that truth has been presented to me for a long time, and I was not allowing myself to break free from that. So I had to take that bitter with that sweet and like, okay, if they were friends for you, you know, really true friends, they would have been there. But also, there's times that you've seen people be very toxic towards themselves, and you just didn't want that vibe coming towards you. So you had to cut that too. So I had to allow myself to understand, don't fault them. You know, it is what it is. Some people can be there for you thick and thin like that, and you have each other's back. And some people are there just to bring you a moment, bring you knowledge, bring you wisdom into that connection, and then going about their way. And vice versa when it comes to you. It's just like right now, I have that point where, even with there's people I'm connected with here, if there's something that's just like not right, or I feel like, okay, the universe is showing me, hey, your time's up with this person. It's time for you to, change course, and it's time for you to break away. And at times it's hard to do that, but you have to do what's better for yourself. Because I guarantee you, push come to shove and the shoes on the other foot, if they're getting the same message as you are, they're going to go ahead and break free. Or there's things that you all have learned enough from each other and it's time to move on. Not everybody has been meant to stay in your life. But these things, write them down. Show what your opinion is on why you went through those different things, what the universe was trying to teach you within those certain situations that you really need to learn and heal from. No, it's not easy, but these are the things that's been placed in our lives to strengthen us, because there's a lot of people that are around here that afflict pain in many different ways because they are feeling violated in some kind of way in their past. And there are certain people, like, like when it comes to serial killers, there are certain people that they pick because of something they went through traumatic, and they couldn't get excuse me, sorry y'all, they couldn't inflict pain on that person that has done it. So anybody who was, was like, say, somebody's mom stood up here and beat them up and they have blonde hair, blue eyes, and all of a sudden the serial killer just knocking off everybody with blonde hair, blue eyes. And instead of them getting attached or coming connection, them not put attached, but reconnecting with what they need to heal from. Instead of that, they feel like they're justified for everybody who comes around looking like that person. Oh, I'm about to inflict all kind of havoc in their lives. And it's just like, there's, you may not be where you want to be right now. But that was, like I said before, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But those are the things that has been placed in your life. Because like I said, so many people feeling like they're justified to do this, that, and the third to other people. You're not justified to do nothing like that. If you're impacting somebody in a negative way, and you're doing it, and you're doing it while you're seeking excitement from that's some very sadistic stuff. But there's folks out there that's like that. They feel like they're justified for that. But you have to allow yourself to see what they're reflecting towards you. You have to see this is their truth. They're showing you what that truth is. You have to allow yourself to not, you want to seek, it's just with me. I used to hate when people would say things about me just because they felt some type of way about me. They had to make, when somebody doesn't care for you and they don't like the way they can control you or manipulate you in some kind of way, and you putting out boundaries, or you're allowing yourself to break free from that. Because a lot of times it's hard when you have been programmed, or you've been certain, used to a certain course of action that's going a certain way for so long, and you break free from that, you're having to go through a very intense recovery that is not always easy, because sometimes you can fall back doing those, things, and it's kind of like you're going through a mental masochist, masochist type situation. You're inflicting pain on yourself of dealing with things that are really not healthy. And I've done that for years. I've done that a lot, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But if you're writing these things down, allowing yourself to understand, why is this person inflicting these things on you? What, this is not personal, but what did they do to you that really has violated you in that way? And what did you have to learn from this lesson, and allowing yourself to appreciate what they taught you? Yes, there's times where you want to wish the worst thing on them. Don't worry, it's already coming towards their ways anyway. There's a lot of times you just don't see it, and I have to tell myself that you don't see it. There are certain things that's been presented towards me, and it was just like, why every time I'm pushing out positivity, there's so much chaos coming right back at me? You have to understand, when you're doing something good and you've been guided towards these things, uh unknown forces of a lot of darkness, of them, not darkness, but unknown forces of what is trying to stop good, that have something to do with positivity, love, awareness, anything that's positive. They're going to try to stop that at all costs. They don't want those things to come out. They want people to be seen a certain way. They don't say certain things about certain things towards that person. So they want allow other people to see that person or people in that same way they see them. A lot of times these situations come at you hard. You have to understand, when you reflect something that's good, something that they envy, because they sometimes they don't recognize it within themselves. They have to leap certain bounds to be noticed. You got to leave certain bounds for somebody to see you in a certain way. When we carry that energy, that you're automatic, you don't need to go through all that just to get somebody to notice you. And a lot of times, there's a lot of times I don't clash with people at jobs because of stuff like that, and end up going off on somebody, on lay some hands on somebody, all because of things like that. Because it's like, I don't have to do anything to get attention. I just be me. I'm sorry if my me annoys the hell out of you, but I can see that me coming in just saying good morning and God bless, that's enough to even send you over the deep end. That doesn't say nothing about me. That says something you need to evaluate within yourself. And right now you're going through those chains of events where you feel like, why can't that be me? Or comparing your situation to somebody else's because you're tired of going through those things, or you're hearing people have blessings that you truly want for yourselves. And even though you're happy, you're like, Dad, I'm doing all this and this and that. I have, you know, um, I've done what you asked me to do. Even though you don't understand, maybe you have done what they asked you to do, but there are certain things that you're still holding on to as you're doing what you're assisted, and you're not doing it completely of what they asked you to do. Because a lot of times, we're focused on our growth, we're focused on healing, we're focusing on our ascension, but then you're still holding anger towards that next person that keeps on throwing, you know, things in your face. They see the blessings you have going on. That's the reason why they keep doing that. But universe sent them the same way. So you go through it so much, cycles will repeat itself until you allow yourself to take your attention away from it. Because if these things are just happening, it's just like one of those kids that had those temper tantrums in the daggone store. They in Walmart and wanting a little Tonka toy or something like that. Like, nah, we came in here to get one thing, and you asking for something else, and they end up kicking and screaming and this and this and this and that. See, back in the day, you would have got your ass handed to you in the store, or my mom would have snatched you up. Like, I don't care where we at. They ain't got to deal with your with your bad ass when you get home. I got to deal with that. Nowadays, you can't even pop your child without you going to jail for popping them. But that's a whole different daggone story. But it is what it is. But we are all going through those different things where they're doing an assessment on us. They see the doors are starting to open. They really want you to have these things, but you have to be willing to do what it takes to get those things. And that's why they have us going through all these different changes. And it was, I've been going through stuff throughout the week, and it's just like universe will send things our way when we need that confirmation, or we need that friendly reminder, or we need that little giggle when there's been a lot of heavy things that's going around. Like I said, I was listening to, no, I said that when I redid this video, but there was this song, what was her name? Lauren Daigle. Dago, I think that was her name. It was called You Say and Rescue. And it was just like so many different songs. You just had that same kind of vibe. And I'm up in here releasing, just crying because it felt good to listen to that. And it's like what the song is called You Say. It's about, how ego tells you you're not doing enough or you're not enough. Or even though they tell you to do this, don't mean they're going to give you this. They done told you this, that you were going to get this, but have you got it yet? Ego will make you feel like you're not doing enough. You're not enough. Whatever you're asking for is not going to come. That's what your insecurities are telling you. That's what ego wants you to know. But universe will bring stuff to your way and letting you know, you're not enough. You're more than enough. You're extraordinary. We're putting you through these things for you to see of what you can transform, what you can change. And that's the reason why I picked you for this. Because a lot of times you have gone through hell and back and you got freaking flyer miles and probably got extra points too. You got a point for you to have two free flights and probably 5 days and 10 nights, at a luxury ski resort because of all the things you have gone through. And he will pick you for that purpose. So when everything is said and done and you tell your story, you're not going to look nothing like that person that went through that. And it's just like when I allow myself to go back and look at a lot of the videos I made in the past, yes, I would cringe at certain videos because there's times I was high as a kite, smoking weed and, connecting with the higher realms and stuff like that. But I found my truth within that. And it's just like, I wanted to hide those videos. And I'm like, no, they needed to see me at my vulnerable point. They need to see how it is behind closed doors where I'm reflecting on video. Yes, I used to smoke weed. Yes, I used to be a pill addict. You know, I used to drink. I used to chain smoke cigarettes for almost close to 20 years. I do none. I do none of those things. So I have to allow myself to be comfortable in my vulnerable states because it's allowing somebody to be able to relate to, what, look at Roslynn, she wasn't proud of how she was when she was smoking weed. And I used to say that in my videos, um, that I was not in a good place with myself because I was dealing with a lot of pain that I chose escapes of addiction for me to be able to deal with those things. And it was like me coping. I don't want to cope with anything anymore. I want to be able to stare my pain and my trauma in my face to face, and be able to try my best to heal from those things that have broke me in so many different ways, because we're not broken. It's just you're breaking away from those things that is no longer serving you. A lot of times we feel like for us to be able to deal with our pain and heal from those certain things in our lives, we have to go towards different addictions, or you feel like when you have gone through addictions for so long that we feel like we can't go without those things for a while. And, it took me a long time to, shake off weed. But just like I tell people, with my situation, God already knows how my action is. I'm that one who pop off, start busting skulls and then start asking questions later. I'm like, why did you make me do that? So he be like, nah, you go ahead and have that couple of bag of weed because we about to unleash some stuff on you that you may cause you, to go to jail for. So it was just like when I finally got to that point, things started changing for me. I wouldn't allow myself to see the signs, my plug start going to jail, or, all of a sudden they would change, their numbers, or they'll lose their phone, or, whatever happened, or they'll come by here and I wasn't here, or I would get some weed that was Reggie, it was supposed to be Bianca, it would be something like that. But it was just like, it was telling me, we gave it to you for a certain period. Now it's time for you to be able to face things for what they are without any extra, assessments. I mean, extra attachments to it. You have to be able to face those things pure, at its purest form. No substitutes added, so it is just like, people can relate to things like that when, that's why I was telling somebody the other day, I had a boss that was supposed to be a drug counselor. And, don't ask me. I'm one of those type of people. Don't ask me something because I might not give you the answer that you wanted because I've never been that yes, girl, I've never been that type. Only time I can see myself doing that unless I'm about to go to jail or die. Those are only two times you're going to feel me, doing that ha 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 mess. Going through those different things. Sorry about that, y'all. And, he was like, oh, I'm about to be a drug counselor. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what was your poison? Weed, heroin, crack, meth, what? Pills, something. you know, alcohol. Oh, none of those things. I went to school for like 40, for some years. I'm like, oh, and he was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, oh, it was just like no offense and all due respect, sir, but I wouldn't come to you. And he was like, excuse me, why wouldn't you come to me? I got an MBA, ABC, and ADEFG, whatever. I'm like, no, if you have never fell off the wagon, if you have never got to that point where everything is coming at you all at once and your issues are becoming very heavy on your heart as well as your mind. And a lot of times with us as being addicts, we fall behind and want to, run back to where we were trying to keep ourselves away from. And I would rather go to somebody who has been smoking crack for 10 or 15 years and been sober for 8. I will go to them before I go to you, because you don't know how the brain works when you have dealt with things for so long by using those means of escape just to be able to handle your issues. And you're just telling me what a textbook would tell you. No, I want somebody who has been through the stuff I've been through. You don't have to be, smoking weed or whatever, but dealing with pain the way they choose to deal with it. I will go see them before I go see you. And they only have to go to, school for that. He got kind of pissed when I said that, but my coworkers was like, "Well, you are being right, and he don't like it when people, contradict him." I said, "Well, shoot, he better get up on the get up, because I'm not that one, you know." And I kind of, lost my job after I wouldn't, go with the okay. And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. It was already showing me I don't need to be there. But that's allowing you to understand, if you want to go and do positive things, you can't hold on to negative attachments. And I had to really tell myself that. Allow yourself to write down these different things about what your perspective is of why these people afflict these things, or why you were placed in a certain situation. And when you allow yourself to be honest and say, let me forgive these people, these situations, for what has taken place. Let me forgive myself for afflicting different things on those certain people as well, and allow myself to see this as a point in my time for transformation, transcending. You're ascending towards something that's big, bold. It has not been rectified yet, or not even been discovered yet. All these different things is taking place for a positive reason, but you have to be able to allow yourself to see that positive view of it. Because if you're concentrating on everything in a negative way, that's like you're resisting change. And I had to tell myself that. And at times it can be okay today, but then I can't guarantee tomorrow. And you can't guarantee that you're going to be happy and positive on that positive vibe every single day. But even when chaos is going on around you, if you know this is something that you can't change, you can change how you respond to those certain issues that are taking place. Certain people you have to deal with. Excuse me, even though things are not directed at you, they're going through some hell, obviously, because if they're leaping bounds just to make sure that they disrupt your life in any kind of peace, that's more about them, more about you. And I don't understand why, certain people are like that. Like, damn, you done been through enough and you're trying to add more BS to me. My situation is very, very heavy, going through the things I've gone through, because it hasn't been easy. I don't had a lot of judgment placed on me just because of the truth that I'm placed out. Then I had to deal with people that know my truth and trying his hardest not to make sure that doesn't come out. But I can't allow myself to keep being focused on those things. I have to allow myself to say, you know what, regardless of what all these other people are doing, if you know you're moving in your truth and you're doing everything from the heart and not having bad intentions for it, everything is going to go in your favor. It just, it may not seem like that right now because you're going through a lot of struggle, but these are the same things that's going to strengthen you a long way, and you're going to appreciate what those struggles have endured towards you, what did you endure when you were going through those process, because it's not easy. No, it's not. Nobody never said it was, but these are the things that you're going to end up appreciating in the long run. Because it's just like with my situation. Yes, I lost the chance to be able to meet my father. Yes, there's times that he's came here, but I had to allow myself to break away from that guilt, because when it was presented to me that he was here, it was based on deception. So people played against that. People played my weaknesses against that because they knew I was paranoid, just like my dad would be. You don't know, somebody was always out, feel like there was somebody always out to get you. So, no matter how effed up that situation is, everything happens for a reason. And it's just being able to be blessed to have the mouth I have of not really giving a damn about what people think. It has blessed me to help a lot of people, as those people has helped me, whether it was good or bad. and it's allowed me to grow in ways I didn't see coming. So I had to allow myself to understand everything has a purpose behind what you have gone through, but it's your choice to be able to understand and appreciate what that purpose is telling you. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I've been doing videos like 2-3 hours ago, but shoot, between listening to this music and just really freeing my mind, so the rest will follow. You know, uh, it just took me a minute, but I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and get these videos out. But I would love to give a post notification shout out to Sam C. As much as my sister from another Mr. Miss Brenda Martinez. Much love to you. Sub to me for a kiss. Stacy Foley and Mandy Atkins, much love to you as well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. If you're struggling with anything right now, trust and believe these things were sent to break you away from what is no longer needed. Yes, it may be hard, but it's going to allow you to be harder. So remember, towards yourself, you're a strong warrior. You always have been, you always will be. But you going to go through fire. You ain't going to come out smelling like smoke. So allow yourself to, flying through those ashes of the fierce phoenix you are. So like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line. I would love to get a chance to get to know you. If you need to get in touch with me on a private level, you can always get in touch with me on Facebook Messenger. Look me up under my name, or you can get in touch with me on IG. My name is Roz Nyla Nelson 77. I'll put my IG tag name or whatever you want to call it in the description box. You can DM me there. I always tell people, if you want to get in touch with me privately, not everybody is comfortable with placing their issues or whatever they're toying with on the tube of view in public. So a lot of people stay connected with me on one-on-one empath thing, and I try to give them a deeper understanding about their path and what's taking place in their life and what needs to change and what we need to heal from. So allow yourself to write those letters. Allow yourself to understand what is taking place. Why do you feel like these people or situations are coming at you the way they are? Um, and allow yourself to break free from that. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for pushing out what you pushed out. Forgive yourself for holding on to those situations, so you can move on. And after you write that letter, tear it up, destroy it, flush it, burn it, do whatever. And allow yourself to break free from that, because big blessings are coming your way. Through all those things being said, I hope y'all have a blessed day. Share, like, and subscribe. Tell somebody about the channel. Drop a line. And get in touch with me. DM me on IG, as well as Facebook Messenger up under my name. Everything we speak on is confidential, and I'll help you out the best way I can to give you a deeper understanding. And if not, I'll go ahead and give you the material you need to have a deeper understanding. And I will see you on my next video. Know that you are truly loved, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're trying to achieve, to bring in towards your life, it comes 100 million times more than what you expected, as well as when you're going to expect it. And even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, vibes, frequency, and words. You never know. All those things can really take somebody a long way. I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.